He can't support it because it torpedoes protection for pre-existing conditions. Now President Obama is weighing in after Jimmy Kimmel's revelation about his baby's health crisis.
Flooding disaster, deadly storms, and a foot of rain sparking an emergency in the Midwest. Residents forced to evacuate, hundreds of homes damaged. The Coast Guard and National Guard on the scene. Now a new alert from Texas to New York as more rain moves in. Paparazzi payback. The royal legal battle escalating over those topless photos of Duchess Kate, snapped while sunbathing at a private French estate. The royal family now suing. William calling the incident shocking as the 20th anniversary of his mother's tragic death during a paparazzi car chase approaches.
In miraculous survival, the moment this plane falls from the sky, crashing into a packed intersection, clipping a car, and bursting into flames. How those on board and on the ground quickly made it out alive.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And we do say good morning, America, and that was quite a scene seeing that plane.
Oh, yeah, quite a scene, Robin. And the woman whose car was clipped by that plane, she said she could feel the heat on her face, and so lucky that no one was seriously injured in that accident.
Just amazing that no one was. We have a lot of important stories today, starting with the clock ticking on the Republican health care bill. House goes on an 11-day break starting tomorrow. White House scrambling to make changes overnight to save the bill. And FBI Director James Comey testifying on Capitol Hill today, one day after Hillary Clinton said he cost her the election, and President Trump blasted him for going easy on Hillary. Comey will face questions on Russia and the election today. And President Trump will hold his first meeting with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas at the White House this morning to discuss peace in the Middle East.
More on that ahead, but first, let's get to those new setbacks for the Republican health care bill. GOP hopes were high earlier this week, thought they'd get the necessary votes, but now there are new signs of trouble. Our congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce, you know she's there on Capitol Hill for us again this morning. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Republicans are racing to get these votes, and now we've learned this morning they're considering making additional changes to the bill, hoping to win over enough holdouts to finally push this over the finish line. This morning, Republican leaders insist they're getting close. Mr. Leader, when are we going to see a vote on health care? But the numbers tell a different story. By our count, House Republicans are on the brink of losing too many votes to pass their health reform bill. 21 Republicans oppose the current plan. More than a dozen are undecided, and just 2 more no votes would sink it. In the middle of that divide, the White House. Vice President Pence has been meeting with lawmakers on the Hill.
Do you have the votes for health care, sir?
And President Trump making his personal pitch.
How's health care coming, folks? How's it doing? All right, we're moving along. I think it's time now, right?
But now a big blow from a key Republican. The former chair of the committee that helped draft the legislation says he cannot support the bill because he's concerned about the impacts on Americans with pre-existing conditions.
I've supported the practice of not allowing pre-existing illnesses to be discriminated against from the very get-go. This amendment torpedoes that.
To win over ultra-conservatives, Republicans made changes that could gut those protections, possibly leaving Americans with pre-existing conditions paying more for their coverage. The bill's supporters are pushing back.
So the purpose of our bill is to get more choices, to lower prices while preserving the protections for pre-existing conditions.
Putting a face to the debate, Jimmy Kimmel, who made an emotional plea to cover pre-existing conditions, sharing the story of his newborn son Billy's heart condition.
If your baby is going to die, and it doesn't have to, it shouldn't matter how much money you make.
Former President Barack Obama responding, tweeting, "Well said, Jimmy. That's exactly why we fought so hard for the Affordable Care Act and why we need to protect it for kids like Billy." And now Republicans are fighting the clock. Just 2 days left before they go on recess, facing the prospect of heading home without fulfilling their key promise to fulfill and repeal and replace Obamacare. They are now making an all-out push to get this done. George?
Okay, Mary, thanks. Let's get more on this now from our chief White House correspondent, John Carlin. And John, the White House is, as Mary said, scrambling now to get these votes along with the speaker, but it was the president's own confusing comments about the amendment that created some of the trouble.
Well, that certainly didn't help, George, but right now the president is deeply engaged, personally engaged on this. I am told that just yesterday he spoke to 15 different Republican House members who were either no or undecided on this bill. I'm also told that more Republicans, a handful, are expected here at the White House this morning to meet with the president. They're looking at trying to make some slight tweaks, some slight changes to get to yes. A top official here at the White House told me that they still think they can pass it this week by a razor-thin margin. But, George, I've got to tell you, Republicans I have spoken to on Capitol Hill are much less optimistic about seeing this bill pass.
Right. In the meantime, the president also seems stung by the reporting on that bill to keep the government open. He had that tweet yesterday calling for a possible government shutdown in September.
Yeah, I've really never seen anything quite like this. Just look at the tweet again, the words here. Our country needs a good shutdown in September to fix mess. We went round and around with the Director of Management and Budget here yesterday saying, what does he mean? What is a good shutdown? They insist they still hope one doesn't happen, but if you need a shutdown to change things, so be it. But the odd thing is, the president came out shortly after that and declared victory on this spending bill. So a very interesting day here at the White House yesterday.
And the president took some heat over the weekend for inviting the Philippine leader Duterte, who's been accused of killings, to the White House. And as the Washington Post is reporting this morning, that the president and his family were appearing in promotional videos for Trump Tower in Manila up until this week.
Yeah, the videos didn't come down until the Post asked questions about it. This is Trump Tower Manila, not actually owned by the Trump Organization. It's one of those licensing deals that, according to the president's disclosure, he got between $1 and $6 million for between 2014 and 2015. You know, clear potential conflict of interest there, George.
Yeah, that's what ethics experts are saying. John Carl, thanks very much.
All right, George, more now on President Trump's phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two spoke for the first time since those missile strikes in Syria that, as you know, led to a chill in U.S.-Russian relations. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has more, joins us from Washington. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. There has been a chill in relations. In fact, it has seemed downright frigid of late, with both sides saying relations were at an all-time low, although President Trump said he believed things would work out. This call was a first step towards that, and both sides found reason for optimism. The White House saying the conversation was a very good one, and the Russians calling it businesslike and constructive. And President Trump has agreed to send a representative to Syrian ceasefire talks, and also discussed meeting President Putin in Germany in July, Robin.
And what about the safe zones to protect Syrian civilians? And I know that the president, he's talked about this going back to the campaign. Is this close to being a reality? Could it be a reality?
Well, Robin, even though President Trump has talked about this in the past, the White House has been very short on details about how that would actually work and what the U.S. commitment would be. But the White House says in that phone call, the two leaders did discuss a safe zone, although the Kremlin made no mention of any conversation about safe zones, so that in itself doesn't sound very encouraging, Robin.
True. All right. Thank you, Martha.
Okay, Robin, we're going to move on now to Hillary Clinton. Speaking out about President Trump and her loss in November, she is taking responsibility, but not all the blame, as she joins what she calls the resistance to the president and his policies. Our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, covered Clinton on the campaign trail. She joins us now. Good morning, Cecilia.
George, good morning to you. Hillary Clinton has kept a low profile since losing the election, but an aide close to her tells me not anymore. She feels enough time has passed, and she is stepping out of the shadows and joining what she calls that resistance. For Hillary Clinton, there's a lot of blame to go around.
I take absolute personal responsibility. I was the candidate. I was the person who was on the ballot.
But that election loss, she says, is not entirely all her fault. She also blames sexism.
I do think it played a role. I think other things did as well. Every day that goes by, we learn more about some of the unprecedented interference, including from a foreign power whose leader is not a member of my fan club.
That foreign power, the Russians.
Ask yourself this. Within an hour or two of the Hollywood Access tape being made public, the Russian theft of John Podesta's emails hit WikiLeaks. What a coincidence. So, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up.
She's also pointing directly at the FBI.
I was on the way to winning until the combination of Jim Comey's letter on October 28th and Russian WikiLeaks raised doubts in the minds of people who were inclined to vote for me but got scared off.
Team Clinton believes that is the day she lost the race, when the FBI director announced he was looking into her emails yet again.
If the election had been on October 27th, I'd be your president, and it wasn't. Did we make mistakes? Of course we did. Did I make mistakes? Oh my gosh, yes.
Clinton is now writing a book about it, and she says she is not going out quietly.
I'm now back to being an activist citizen and part of the resistance.
And that resistance apparently involves throwing some punches at her old foe.
I did win more than 3 million votes than my opponent. So it's like, really?
And Clinton said that she expected her comments would prompt a tweet, and they did. Overnight, the president tweeting, Director Comey was the best thing that ever happened to Hillary Clinton, and that he gave her a free pass for many bad deeds. I am told that, George, we will be seeing a lot more of her, but not as an activist, as a candidate.
And we're going to be seeing a lot more of the FBI director today as well. James Comey going up to Capitol Hill after facing the calling out from Hillary Clinton and the president. He's going to get those questions on Russia today.
He is. This is not it's not a hearing specifically about Russia, but, George, we do expect that to come up today.
Okay, Cecilia Vega, thanks very much. Let's go over to Michael.
All right, thank you, George. We're going to turn now to those deadly floods across the Midwest, damaging hundreds of homes and forcing evacuations. Now, more heavy rain is moving in, and ABC's Alex Perez is on the ground in Eureka, Missouri, with all the latest. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Michael. You know, this is supposed to be one of the main streets through downtown here, but take a look. It looks more like a river right now. The sandbags are in place, but the big problem here, the rain has been relentless.
Here in Missouri, the rising waters wreaking havoc for residents where flooding has claimed 5 lives. In Eureka, the Coast Guard navigating streets overflowing with water by boat. The Show Me State already hit with at least 12 inches of rain and more expected to come this week.
Amounts are going to range from 1 to 3+ inches over the next few days.
The Merrimack River at nearly historic levels of floodwaters, damaging at least 200 homes so far and threatening to overflow into 1,500 others. The flooding leaving many stranded, officials closing at least 270 roads, even suspending Amtrak service.
I can't stress enough that if there's water on that roadway, do not go into it.
But neighbors banding together, working around the clock, filling and stacking sandbags.
So the bags come off the truck, go all the way down the line. Annie?
And to make matters worse here, they are now bracing for another possible 3 to 4 inches of rain here in the next couple of days. Michael?
All right, thank you, Alex. That's a lot of water.
That is. Now to Texas, where a police officer was fired and could face charges for the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old who was in a car full of teenagers. ABC's Kana Whitworth is in Dallas with that story for us. Good morning, Kana.
Robin, good morning. Both of Jordan Edwards' older brothers were in that car when he was shot and killed. The officer responsible has been fired, and now this investigation lies in the hands of the people here, the Dallas County Sheriff's Office and the district attorney.
Overnight, Officer Roy Oliver fired after police say he violated department policies when shooting and killing 15-year-old honor student Jordan Edwards.
After reviewing the findings, I have made the decision to terminate Roy Oliver.
Balch Springs police say they were called to this home in Texas around 11 p.m. Saturday night after receiving reports of a large house party with unsupervised, intoxicated teenagers. Police initially saying that when they arrived, they heard gunfire and encountered a car filled with teenagers backing towards them in an aggressive manner. That's when Officer Roy Oliver fired his rifle at the car, killing Edwards. But on Monday, a major reversal. The police chief saying after watching 2 separate body cam videos, it was clear the teens were driving away from the officers.
A rush to get the information out, to be transparent.
Overnight outrage, the town demanding Officer Roy be arrested and charged criminally. The teens' parents wiping away tears, telling ABC News the magnitude of his horrible actions cannot be overstated.
The family is digging in. They want to see this officer indicted.
Now a community grieving, remembering the promising freshman football player.
How do you hope that your short experience with him translates to the rest of the boys?
Jordan is a kid that does everything right. How he is in the classroom, how he is out here on the football field. You can't find a single person that has a bad thing to say about him.
The football team at Mesquite High School has dedicated their upcoming season to Jordan. As for Officer Oliver, he has 10 days to appeal, and his mother telling us overnight that they're awaiting direction from their attorney. Robin?
Thinking of that family, Kana, thank you so much, and the importance of having those body cams right there. Now, Amy has morning's other top stories, starting with breaking news in Chicago.
Yeah, that's right. At this hour, a manhunt is underway for the people who opened fire on 2 police officers in Chicago in what's being called a targeted attack. Police say the gunman pulled up to their patrol car and started firing, hitting one officer in the arm and the hip, the other in the back. They are both expected to recover. Well, the Justice Department is expected to announce it will not charge 2 Baton Rouge police officers who fatally shot Alton Sterling last summer, sparking days of protests. Video appeared to show the white officers holding down Sterling as shots were fired. They were responding to reports of an armed man making threats. Sterling's aunt says the decision was leaked before the family was told. State charges could still be filed. Well, ISIS has claimed responsibility for a car bombing that wounded 3 U.S. troops in Afghanistan today. That blast targeted a convoy near the U.S. Embassy, and 8 civilians were killed. Well, the next time you fly, you may have less legroom at your seat. American Airlines is reducing legroom. How are they doing this? By 2 inches on some planes, so they can add more seats. United is reportedly considering a similar move. All right. I think we all know how we feel about that. Yeah. A labor of love. Jennifer Pope is a teacher in Texas, and she is so committed to her students. Look at this. She was working on her lesson plan while she was in labor in the hospital. Her husband gave it to the substitute teacher who was waiting outside her hospital room. Jennifer, you see there, gave birth to a healthy girl less than an hour after finishing those lesson plans. And I think it's a good reminder to tell everyone that next week is Teacher Appreciation Week.
Ah, I thought you were going to. I was worried that's a good time to tell people that I'm pregnant.
No.
No.
I think the kids would have been fine with no homework.
Yeah, hey, you know what? She knows what her kids need, not what they want.
Well, congratulations to her regardless. Yeah. All right, and now we're going to turn to that incredible video of a plane crashing into an intersection. And amazingly, no one was seriously injured. Gio Benitez is here with the story. And good morning, Gio.
And Harrison Ford was not flying this plane, all right? This is just incredible. For people driving on the street, they saw this plane just fall from the sky, but then the miracle. The pilot and the passenger just walked away. Just take a look at this shocking scene at this traffic light in Washington State. A plane seen on dashcam video crashing into the intersection. The small plane had just taken off Tuesday afternoon when the pilot reported losing power. With no time to waste, using the road as a runway, the plane bursting into flames as it clipped power lines, street signs, even this woman's car.
I could feel the heat on my face and like the fireball and the wing clipped the van, and it's probably the closest I've come to really thinking like, oh, this is the end.
The pilot and passenger quickly getting out of the plane as stunned witnesses looked on. Nearby cars damaged in the fire.
He was just shocked. He got out safely. And
investigators are now trying to figure out what caused the crash, but miraculously, no one was seriously injured.
That was very, very skillful of him, very thoughtful and mindful to maintain calm and control of the aircraft.
Just amazing. The worst injuries, just some aches and pains, but that was just it. I mean, these people survived.
Very lucky.
Gio, we got a call for you. It's Harrison Ford.
Listen, he crashes, but he's okay all the time.
Let's go over to Ginger.
Oh, great live pictures, unfortunate live pictures coming in right now. Of course, we saw southeastern Missouri, the flooding, but look right there. That is Interstate 55 you saw just covered, and they're taking chopper images. Flash flood warnings in place right now. It's happening. All right, let's get to the stormy cities now. Brought to you by Walgreens.
You'll be amazed what happens when you put your red nose on. You help ensure that children in the U.S. and around the world are safe, healthy, and educated. This Red Nose Day, swing by Walgreens and get your noses on to help end child poverty. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Today will be one breezy day, one bright day too.
Gorgeous conditions out there. Now, temperature starting out on the cooler side at 60 degrees. We're up to 68 for a high temperature today, but with that wind, the pollen will be blowing around. The levels back up to high today with clouds and rain coming our way for Friday and a little Saturday. Pollen count will drop. We are expecting quite a bit, over an inch possible on Friday. The weekend in the lower 60s and a cool week coming up next week.
Got the Royals' take on the paparazzi over those topless photos of Princess Kate, but